Football was the talk of the town. No brainer to bring in a guy that knows football like the back of his hand. Jason Taylor II joins us. Brother, what's going on?
Nothing much. Living life.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You in your story, particularly in the last 12 to 18 months, is pretty remarkable, particularly because you definitely got your reps in at OSU, and then you basically were called up from the Rams in November, and you've put people on notice. What has your journey been like?
It's been, I guess, a long journey. I would say, even though it feels like I've been through a lot and been through so much at OSU, and even just 1 year with the Rams, I know that it's still a long way to go. But it's been a journey, and I'm liking where I'm headed so far.
That time at OSU was like a movie, man, because your stock shot up. You know, it's easy to just go off of name, but you, in your own way, earned your own merit and put people on notice. How much of a joy is that for you to really just do things on your terms?
It's been obviously a joy, being able to just show people what I can do. I guess early in my career at OSU, felt like I didn't really have that opportunity to be able to show really what I could do. And just here now recently, not this past season in the league, but at OSU, I felt like I was able to do that.
How did that light bulb or that light switch click on? What was that defining moment?
Um, I would say I always had like short little moments and um, times where I feel like I played good and things were clicking for me. But when I was able to um, just be out there my junior season at OSU and just being out there consistently. It kind of clicked for me being able to string it together.
Was there pressure being from Oklahoma and playing at OSU?
Um, and yeah, I guess so a little bit. A little pressure. People say things. You got to beat Oklahoma. Just things like that. But not really for me. I didn't really feel it as pressure. I'm from Oklahoma and grew up in that environment and. Uh, at a younger age, I feel like it was always pressure. So when I got to OSU and just that pressure of have maybe wanting to do well or what people from back home would say, it really didn't bother me.
Sure. Despite the fact that you know the game like the back of your hand, I think your background was a case study on life. I feel that way for a multitude of people, more so because you've seen the landscape, you've had the guidance. But was Los Angeles a culture shock for you, or was it a steady progression?
I think it's still a steady progression. It's cool out here. It's nice out here, but it's definitely different from back home. Just LA alone, but ball is ball, So um, football was the same in Stillwater as it is in Los Angeles.
Sure, sure. What has been the feedback that you've gotten from the Rams just on year one, and how are they looking to implement you more in year two?
Um, I would say I got pretty positive feedback, just with even with my injury, I was out, 10 weeks, I believe. So I was out a better part of the season, but I came back later in the season, was able to play well, and so they were happy with that and gave me positive feedback on that. So I'm looking to have a big season coming up. Just being healthy and be healthy the whole season this time.
What, in the amount of time that you played in your rookie season, was your welcome to the NFL moment?
I feel like I'm still going through that stuff. Just I'm a guy that doesn't really take well tries not to take things for granted. So every time I even walk in the facility, I'm still having that feeling of welcome to the NFL. But just playing in games, I would say, just for the very first game we had of the season,
Mhm.
away we just had just me being out there and being in that stadium, the historic, stadium of Seattle, and I think like that's when I really realized, okay, you're in the league. So
No, that's real. Um, I'm curious. Looking at your Instagram, yo, you stay putting the recycle logo in your captions. Everybody has their thing. Why is that your thing?
that is it's my thing because it just kind of is a symbol for me. It resonates with my life and how I feel like it's going and how just some of my values and morals I have on life, kind of aligns with that symbol, and that's kind of what I've had going probably since like middle school, elementary school, really, something like that, and it's just always been me. So,
But why recycle? Does it mean recycle? Like what does it mean?
so yeah, it can mean several different things. It's a recycle symbol, but it's more about for me, it's more of a symbol of like of just a cycle, rebirth and how things change in life and constant evolution and being better, and it also resonates with me spiritually as well. It's a logo in the three. And, I grew up in the church, and Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit was something that my grandpa would always say. He still always says, and so it's just a lot of things that ties me to it. But yeah, specifically, just my my view and my morals on life of just being able to evolve and become better in a constant change.
The Blessed Trinity.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Tell me something. Away from football, what do you enjoy doing? What keeps your mind balanced?
I do a lot of things. I would say the most that I do is talk to family and friends. Maybe get on the phone with them, but things like that, or hang out with some of my teammates. But I play video games, watch movies, things like that, and just relax. So that's just kind of I feel like I don't have a set thing besides wanting to be around friends and family, that I would just do in my off time. You know,
Are you more of a Madden or a 2K guy?
I used to be. So yeah, this is a good question. I used to be 2K all the way, but
Uh,
here recently, like in the last 2 years, I would say I've become Madden, and
okay.
maybe that plays a role that now I'm on the game. But I feel like even a year before that, like I kind of got more into Madden. So I would say right now specifically, but I play Call of Duty, Madden, 2K. I play several different games.
Michael Vick told me um, once that when he was playing Madden, he enjoyed utilizing Tom Brady more because he could utilize the skills of someone who people look at as an elite quarterback, a guy that's stays in the pocket and does what he does. Comparatively, you see a lot of guys like Brady or Drew Brees or even Aaron Rodgers who marvel at guys like uh, Michael Vick and guys like um, Lamar Jackson because of their feet speed. My question for you is like you talk about playing Madden and you being on the game. Is that difficult to play as yourself on a game? And if not utilizing you, who at your position do you feel comfortable utilizing on the game?
Oh yeah, I don't. To me, it don't matter. I'm putting myself in every time. It don't matter to me. However, it don't matter what the rating is on there.
Sure.
I'm using me and doing whatever. But I play the game, and I'm pretty good at it. So I know how to do it. Like, so I know how to put me in and do certain things or do whatever at any position in different positions that I just want me in the game to be at. And then I feel like I just will use me. Like I don't really feel like there's too many. I mean, if you play different teams, it's different. But if I'm playing with the Rams, oh, I'm using me.
That's an honest answer. I'll go with that.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. You in the game after all these years. Oh yeah, you better use you. You done played it all these years.
All these
And
buying the game yourself, and you finally on it, you gonna run it up.
yeah, there ain't no other way.
When you play the game, I've asked this of basketball guys. I'm curious about this from a football perspective. Does playing Madden help you in any sort of game preparation for that week if you're playing against a team?
I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
I don't think I don't even really look at it that way as it connecting in to real ball. But I mean, I guess you could maybe if you wanted to. But it's a video game, you know.
Sure.
You're gonna know more from watching film and your meetings and the things that you're doing than that. But that is probably. I wonder if somebody really does that.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, like you look at game tape, you look at you watch the production of a game of a like on the media side of it. You look at the production of a game, and you look at how people cut up video, and then you look at AI and simulation and all the things that are out there. For some people who are analytics people, they may value it differently than someone who's actually in the game. So to get someone's perspective who's in the game, I think that's valuable also.
True. Yeah, I think so.
No, that's fair enough. Tell me something. Playing for the Rams, and you being around football for a long time, what were your earliest recollections of the Rams as a team?
Like a player or like
players, coaches, the culture, St. Louis, all of that. Like, do you go as far back as that, or do you only remember them where they currently are?
No, I go back a little bit just because my dad was a Bears fan, and when we would drive from Oklahoma City to Chicago, we would stop in St. Louis, so we would always see that stuff. And the earliest I can really remember, just when I was like actually watching ball, Kurt Warner, when he was there, and well, I don't even know if he was there but that's the time that I remember, like the first time I remember the Rams, as it goes on, so many. But I think that's the very earliest I can really remember.
So like Kurt, Marshall Faulk, and all of them. Isaac
Marshall Faulk. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You taking it back for some people. I think the Rams are in good hands with you. Who are some of the guys on the Rams team that you've just got to know, and who are some of your peers? And what are times in life outside of the football field and practice like?
I got a few. I'm obviously close with the DB group. I play DB, so it's a couple of guys that I'm cool with. I talked to. We all play the game. We were last year we were a tight knit group, so we kind of all hung out together in some way, form, outside, and we were cool inside. So we play the game, do things like that. Go to eat food at food places. We were just always around each other. So it was a tight knit group. This year, I wonder how with just changes in the off season, I wonder how the dynamic will be. But I'm sure to be the same. We got a few new guys in the room, and I'm sure to be close, tight knit, and we all just hang around each other. But yeah, it's always even the team as a total. We all kind of we're like that.
Who does the best impersonation of your head coach?
I don't know.
Because I think he's a character in a good way.
No, yeah, definitely. He's a great coach, a great dude, great person. So, but I don't know. I feel like it's a couple of guys that do it good. It's a couple of guys. I think Trey might.
Okay.
Trey Thomas. Yeah, Trey, he might do it the best.
Okay.
One of the best. But he in the DB group, so I could be biased. But yeah, I think he might do it the best.
What's Coach like?
He's cool. You know, he kind of are for I guess for some not that much older, and when you look at him, you can see like relatability. You can relate to him, and he's a coach that shows a good shows a good way to connect with his players and talk to them and speak with them and be on a level where they can communicate and get great things done regardless of the age or whoever you are or what anything like that. So a lot of people are happy to play for him. So
You can tell. You could tell that players on that team would run through a brick wall if they had to. Hopefully, they don't act. But leadership seems to be a very strong point for your head coach.
yeah, definitely.
When you look at media and you look at the landscape of just journalists and the landscape of just either people being wanting to be the first to be right or just more, from your perspective as a guy that's coming into the media landscape or coming into the football landscape, and football, oftentimes on Madden, you have people who create my player. If you had to look at various media people in the landscape, if you were able to create a my player version of a media person, what aspects of media people would you create to make the perfect media person that's relatable to a player, but also gets the story out the way that it should be fairly in your perspective?
Um, I haven't really been too big into me and myself, so I wouldn't know from that perspective what was the best. But I think a person that just has a great character and is relatable and doesn't seem to always not always, but just doesn't seem to be a person that pushes a different narrative. And I think those would be like the best media people, the people that you can really talk to. They understand you. You can relate to them, and they have great character, and they're gonna push like the right narrative. So I think that's just what you would label that as.
Okay, that's fair. Um, Two things that you're looking forward to next season, and two things that you are pushing yourself to do to make yourself better so that you have a good season.
Um, I think two things that I want to do better is probably just first stay healthy, stay healthy, not miss any games, not be um injured, and then secondly just be a dominant player, be a player that really contributes to the team in whatever shape form, but be a dominant player. Those are my two things that I want to do, and how I'm doing those things is just I had a great off season, and I'm looking forward to starting this season. So with it getting out of my rookie year, they always say that the biggest jump is from your first to your second year. So I'm looking to make that big jump.
You're in LA. Have you gotten the chance in your downtime to check out the Lakers and the Clippers?
I have not. I have not. It was actually a game yesterday I almost went to. I think it was the Lakers and the Warriors.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't end up going. Sometimes the traffic and me worrying about what time I'm gonna get home is plays a role in those games.
Sure, but as a person who watches sports, I think you're more qualified to answer this. Football and basketball are two different disciplines that you need a certain level of physicality. I've heard a lot of people say that if you play the wide receiver or the tight end position of football, you can seamlessly transfer into playing in the NBA, and maybe someone of a body type like LeBron could easily play the game of football. From your perspective as a football player, what guys do you think easily be able to play in the NBA if they train hard enough?
I'm not sure. You got to actually like see somebody play basketball because basketball is like a creative sport.
Mm-hmm.
A creative on the court even if you have all the skill, you may not be the best, you know. So I think that's just a game where you kind of you got to see it. You got to see who I guess is moving the right way. But I'm sure some receivers, a couple receivers. I know Puga went out there and played in the All-Star game and did well. So I think a lot of guys what would surprise people. That a lot of guys who play football would be good basketball players as well.
Are there any NBA guys that you look at and say they would easily be able to play football?
Yeah, I'm really not sure because it's like a whole different type of training. I just feel like, everybody says LeBron, and then certain guys who actually played in high school. So I feel like those people with the background in some football would probably be the best.
You grew up in Oklahoma. What were your recollections of KD, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and the Thunder while you were growing up?
They were everything. Back in Oklahoma City, that's our really only pro team, like big pro team, I guess I would say, Oklahoma City. And so everybody watched the Thunder. It was always a thing. They used to have this thing called Thunder Alley where everybody would be outside the uh the arena and watch the game on a big screen. It was just like a great environment during the OKC when they all were playing there at that time. And they were good. So they were winning. They went to the final. It was just we were young, so it was just a great time.
That's fair. I'm hoping that for years to come, as you continue to rise, there are young people in LA that are looking at you the same way you were looking at the Thunder and their professionalism, and they marvel about your ability to rise to the occasion and to shine in big moments.
Sure, yeah, I definitely would want that something like that.
So, brother, the good news is you're off the hot seat. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Man,